So, hey there, we are continuing with our English grammar series. And as you're aware, we are actually studying about parts of speech. We have seen what is a noun, what is a verb, what is a pronoun. Now we are going to see the different types of adjectives. Remember, this is just an introduction of parts of speech. So, more detailed version of adjective you will be learning later. Right now, we are just covering the basic parts of speech. Now, you know that a noun and verb are the basic building blocks of a sentence, which means you can complete a sentence by just using a noun and a verb because it will give you a meaningful sentence. It will make complete sense. For example, if you see man eats pizza, now you are very well aware that man is a noun, pizza is a noun, and eats is a verb. So just by using the nouns and verbs, you can easily make a sentence and it will make a complete sense. Yet, words other than nouns and verbs are also required to make your sentence very descriptive. Right? So, which are those words other than nouns and verbs? Those are the different parts of speech, like adjectives, adverbs, which we will be going through them further. We can get more information from those extra words which we are going to use. For example, if you read this sentence, man eats pizza. Now, if I want to make this sentence more descriptive, I can say a handsome man eats a big pizza. So, what I've added is I've added an article, which is a handsome man. I have added an adjective because it is telling me that there is a man, but how is the man? Like, what are the qualities of a man? Then the man is handsome. It also tells me that pizza is a noun, but like what kind of pizza it is? It is a big pizza. So big and handsome are some words which are describing our noun. And since those words are describing words, we can say that these words are adjectives. So what extra information I'm getting? I'm getting to know what are the features of a man, whether he's handsome or not. I'm getting to know the size of a pizza, right? So what are adjectives? Adjectives describe a noun very nicely. A handsome man eats big pizza. So our nouns, if you see here, then our nouns are man and pizza. So our noun is described very nicely by adjectives. So how is the man? He's handsome. So handsome is adjectives. What about the size of pizza? It is big. So big is adjective. So adjectives describe nouns. They describe the noun very nicely. Adjectives add more detail to the noun. I'm getting to know further information. A man is handsome, the pizza is big. I'm getting more detail regarding the noun. I never knew how the man looked like before because the only sentence which was used before was man eats pizza. I was not knowing how the man looked like. I wasn't even aware of the size of the pizza, whether it was a big pizza, it was a small pizza. I wasn't aware. But then when I added adjectives, I got to know more detail about the noun. But now I know the man is good looking and the size of the pizza that he is eating is large. It is a big pizza. An adjective is a part of speech that can be used to describe or provide more information about a noun or a pronoun. So simply I can say adjectives describes nouns or a pronoun. Adjectives describe nouns that acts as a subject in a sentence. We have already seen what is a subject, what is a predicate. So you are very well aware in the first video itself. If you're not aware, you can please move on to the first video of this English grammar series, which is regarding subject and the predicate, and you will be, and I would insist, why don't you just go step by step through all the videos and then reach to this video? It will be more informative and it would be more helpful to you. So let us find out adjectives from sentence. Let us do some exercises. My sister is naughty. Now, sister is a noun, but how is she of my sister? She is naughty. The Dumas beach is a beautiful beach in Surat. Now, there's a beach called Dumas Beach. So, Surat is also a noun. Dumas Beach is also a noun. But what kind of a beach it is? I need more description regarding the noun. Then I can say that the beach is beautiful. So, beautiful is adjective. South Indian food is delicious. It describes the food, right? Food is a noun. So, delicious is adjective. So, adjectives describes nouns. I bought a yellow dress for the wedding. Now, if I would have written, I bought a dress for a wedding, then obviously the only thing I would be knowing that there is some dress which I'm going to wear. But if I've described here that it is going to be a yellow dress, then I'm adding more detail to the noun. I'm giving more description. The movie we watched last night was interesting. Okay, so the movie can be a boring movie, an interesting movie, right? So here the detailed version of movie is that it was an interesting movie. Aishwarya Rai and Angelina Jolie are fine artists. So they are the artists, but what kind of artists they are? Give me more detail, right? So they are the fine artists. So fine is an adjective. The weather in Ahmedabad is humid all round the year, right? So there is a weather in Ahmedabad, but what kind of weather it is? Give me more detail regarding the weather. Then I can say that the weather is humid. So humid is adjective. Now is a great time to, right? So if I say go visit Goa, no information. But if I say now is the great time to visit Goa, great time. How is the time? It is great, right? Time is a noun. Great time means great is an adjective. It was a fabulous drive, right? So, how was the drive when you went outside? It was fabulous. It is adding more detail. I have 6 apples. If I say I have apples, you won't be able to judge how many apples, what kind of apples. But since I've added a word 6 over here, so now the person who is going to hear this, he or she will be able to come to know that, okay, there are 6 apples. So 6 is an adjective. Let's practice. Fill in the blanks with suitable adjectives. You can put a proper adjective which would describe a noun. So the first thing you should do is that pause this video over here. Try to solve this exercise since we have seen a lot of adjectives. Now you would be able to put an adjective, right, and fill in the blank. For example, one I shall do it for you. Football is an interesting game. You can also write down a boring game or anything, but boring, interesting is an adjective because it is adding a detail to the noun. So I would insist, pause this video for a second. Try to find out the answers to these 8 fill in the blanks regarding the adjectives. Let's see how much you have understood, and then you can just come back answers. Fine. So I believe you have done the exercise. Let's go ahead. Let me solve this for you. Football is an interesting game. Biryani is my favorite dish. Favorite is an adjective. The scenery of Taj Mahal is outstanding. You can also write down beautiful, mesmerizing, right? Because these are all adjectives which are going to describe our noun, which is Taj Mahal. She likes to wear beautiful dresses. You can say long dresses. You can say short dresses because long, short, beautiful, they are just going to describe the noun which is dresses. Bible is a holy book. Mango is a sweet fruit. John is an intelligent teacher. She is my best friend. So I hope you understood what kind of adjectives you can put. See, your answers can differ over here, but at least you could have understood the meaning of adjectives. So let's proceed. Now there's an exercise that we can practice. See, there's a story over here, right? And what is there in the story? In the bracket, there are some adjectives. You have to read the story, pause this video for a second, try to put the correct adjective in the correct blank and try the story, right? Now, let me first read the story, then you can pause the video and try to finish your exercise. The sun was shining brightly in the dash sky. What kind of sky it is? A dash crow was flying over the desert searching for water. After flying for a dash, time, the crow spotted a dash pitcher of water. But when the crow tried to drink from it, she found that the water level was dash. The crow tried to reach the water with her long beak, but it was too dash to reach. Please pause the video and try to find out the answers on your own. Hopefully, you have done that. So let's finish it. The sun was shining brightly in the hot sky. Obviously, if we are talking about a sun, the sky would be hot. The thirsty crow was flying over the desert searching for water. Now, obviously, if the crow was searching for water, obviously the crow is going to be thirsty. After flying for a long time, the crow spotted a small pitcher of water. You cannot write down long pitcher because ultimately every one of us know the story of a thirsty crow, right? He is going to put the pebbles inside and then the water is going to rise and then going to drink. He or she, the crow, is going to drink the water. So the pitcher is small. But when the crow tried to drink from it, she found the water level was low the water with her long beak, but it was too far to reach. So, hopefully, the exercise was quite interesting. And if you would have understood the correct meaning of adjective, you would have tried. I'm sure you would have solved the question very nicely. Let's further proceed. One more exercise we are having similar exercise, right? Let me read first the story and then you can pause the video and try to complete this exercise by just going through the adjectives which are mentioned in the bracket. On a dash day, a fox was walking through a garden, right? What kind of day it was, whether it was a hungry day, high day, sore day, hot day, big day. I'm sure if you'll try to put the adjectives randomly also you will be able to understand that okay, this is not a correct answer, it is a misfit, and you would probably come to a correct answer. He was very dash and was looking for something to eat. Then he saw a dash bunch of grapes hanging from a vine. The fox tried to jump up and get the grapes, but they were too dash to reach. After trying many times, the fox gave up and said the grapes were probably dash. Please pause the video and try to find out the answer. Hopefully, you are back with the answers. So let's read out. On a hot day, obviously, the day is very hot, and the rest of the fill in the blanks won't fit here. You cannot say it was a hungry day or high day or big day, right? Obviously, it is a hot day. A fox was walking through a garden. He was very hungry and was looking for something to eat. If he was looking for something to eat, obviously he's going to be hungry. Then he saw a big bunch of grapes hanging from a vine. If the grapes were hanging, the bunch is going to be big. The fox tried to jump up and get the grapes, but they were too high to reach. After trying many times, the fox gave up and said the grapes were probably sour. So, guys, please try to understand that hot, hungry, big, high, sour, these are all adjectives. Now, there are types of adjectives, right? Let's see very quickly the three degrees of comparison, right, which would slightly more explain what adjectives are. First is positive degree of comparison. Describes a characteristic. For example, Rohan is intelligent. Intelligent is an adjective. So it describes Rohan. The cake is delicious, right? Cake is a noun and delicious is an adjective. So adjective is telling us that the cake is delicious. Next is comparative degree of comparison, right? So here we are going to compare two nouns. Rohan is more intelligent than Karan. If you see here, the statement which I used here is Rohan is intelligent. It just described the characteristic. But now here we are comparing two people, Rohan and Karan. So Rohan is more interested Karan. The cake is sweeter than the one we had yesterday. So if you see here, we're just describing how the cake was. The cake is delicious. But if we see here, we are comparing the cake which we are having it right now and the one which we had yesterday. So the cake is sweeter than the one we had yesterday. Superlative degree compares three or more things or qualities. For example, Rohan is the most intelligent student in the class. Here we saw that we were just comparing two people, Rohan and Karan. But now there are a bunch of people. There are more students in a class. So out of them, Rohan is the most intelligent. This is the best cake I ever had. In this previous sentence, we were talking about the cake which we are having it right now and the one which we had yesterday. But if we jump on to this sentence, we clearly understand that now we are talking about so many cakes that I had before, and out of them, this one is the best which I had ever had, right? So I hope you understood the three degrees of comparison: positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree of comparison. So these are our forms of adjectives. Now, let's see few more examples of positive degree, comparative degree, and superlative degree of comparison. We are going to focus on, right? So Rohan is good at math. Comparative degree says Rohan is better at math than Karan. We are comparing two people. And when we say out of all the students in the class, Rohan is the best math student in the class. So good, better, best. Positive, comparative, and superlative degree. Next is this cake is sweet. So sweet is kind of description that we are giving it to the cake. This cake is sweeter than the one we had yesterday. So we are comparing the two cakes. So I have written sweeter. And when I compare all the cakes which I had till now, this is the sweetest cake I ever tasted. So sweet, sweeter, sweetest, positive, comparative, superlative. One more example. In fact, two more. The city is big. So here just the description of a city. We don't know which kind of city it is, where is the city located, right? But the next sentence, we have two cities and we are comparing the two cities. So Mumbai is bigger than Kolkata. And if I talk about all the cities, Delhi is the biggest city in India. Big, bigger, biggest. He runs fast. Fast is an adjective. So here I'm just describing the person is running fast. He runs faster than me. Now I'm comparing two people, he and me. And then Usain Bolt is the fastest runner in the world. So fast, faster, fastest. The food is more delicious than yesterday's. This is the most delicious food I ever had. Delicious, more delicious, most delicious. Positive degree says she is kind. I'm just describing a lady. The next one says that she is kinder than her brother. I'm comparing her with her brother. So she is kinder than her brother. Mother Teresa was the kindest person ever. So kind, kinder, kindest. The hotel is comfortable. This hotel is more comfortable than the previous one. The Four Seasons is the most comfortable hotel in the town. Comfortable, more comfortable, most comfortable. Now, see, I cannot say comfortable, comfortabler, and comfortablest, right? This is not how the words can be written. So, what are the rules? This we are going to see later when we are going to study adjectives in detail. But since this is our very introductory parts of speech video regarding adjectives, so we will just be going through the term adjective and what is the meaning of the term, what are the forms of adjectives, very basic grammar we are learning right now. Next comes he is intelligent. He is more intelligent than his siblings. Einstein was the most intelligent physicist. The view is stunning. The view from the top is more stunning. The Grand Canyon has the most stunning natural view. So, stunning, most stunning. Now, this is the probably last topic. We are not going to go much into the detail of adjectives. Like I said, this is an introductory video of parts of speech. We just wanted to know what the adjectives are, but what we would be learning in future much in detail regarding adjectives that I wanted to tell you. So we will be learning what are the different types of adjectives, descriptive adjectives, proper adjectives, possessive adjectives, comparative adjectives, superlative adjectives, limiting adjectives, pronominal adjectives. So all these adjectives we would be learning later. Thank you.